Mary Jo and I went to Seattle last weekend, so why we weren't here. Mary Jo's speaking at a conference, and it's meeting throughout the country. She's been already in California. The last week was Seattle, and then she's going to be heading to Minnesota and then to Dallas here pretty soon. But I've asked her to come up and share what this conference is about and to just elaborate on whatever God's put on her heart. So, Mary Jo, come on up.
I get clapped for, yay. All right, so this is going to be my apologetics moment because I was asked to talk to you about what I'm doing. So I am speaking at a series of conferences throughout the fall and the spring, and they hit all parts of the country. They're called the Reality Conference. So what that is it's a student apologetics conference put on by Stand to Reason Ministries. So they've been doing these for like 10 years. They used to call them Rethink conferences. And what they were trying to do is they were trying to help students sort of rethink the messages that they're receiving from the society in which they live and our culture. So we're trying to help them encounter those things from a biblical worldview. They've changed them to reality because of a book that came out a few years ago called The Story of Reality. It was by the president of Stand to Reason Ministries, Greg Kokel. So we do these reality conferences. So they are like one part like total silly, happy, fun. Like Friday night is called the Late Night Reality Show. And we run it like a late night reality show. We play games, we give prizes. It's really fun. There's music. It's great. And then on Saturday they come and they get to choose what breakout conference sessions they want to go to. And so this year's theme at the Reality Conference is deconstruction. So they're trying to help students unpack all of these deconstruction, deconversion stories that they're seeing online, especially the ones from people like that they may have been listening to, like if somebody leaves Hillsong or if somebody leaves, whatever, some kind of Christian celebrity deconstructing. And that's hard to, for a 12 to 18-year-old unpack sometimes what's going on there. So we're helping them with that. That's like the whole theme. And my talk that I give is on my own story from my book, Why I Still Believe, on my journey through doubt and how I sort of reverse engineered the faith to see what actually was true and what were some things maybe that were just traditions or things that weren't healthy for a biblical worldview that maybe needed to be, attended to or removed out of my life. So, and then it also treats the pain that I had from past church experiences, the hurt that I saw others go through, as well as the hurt that I went through. So the hypocrisy that I saw in the church. And one of the stories, one of the things that's happening is as I unpack this, I talk about the painful experiences, but then I talk about why I still believe and ways to encounter the church that are perhaps healthier for a Christian, knowing that people in the church are people and they're going to hurt you. So I do that, and then at the end I do Q&A, and I have people who come up and talk to me. And there's so many different stories of people who have come up and talked to me afterwards. Students, whole families who have come up who have experienced rejection from their church or marginalization by their church. And they're wondering, how do I don't know what to do. I still love Jesus and I want to be a part of this, but I don't know how to engage them. I don't know how to trust people. So I've been receiving a lot of those kinds of questions. One of the most impacting stories was a student who came up to me, and he was telling me that he doesn't really conform to society's views of what he should be. And it's on both sides. He's having trouble because of the kind of person that he is. The culture tells him he's one thing. Your identity is this. The church tells him another thing. Your identity is this. And he's very confused. And he said, sort of he wants to find his identity in Christ. And that's the one thing that is really not being emphasized in his life. So part of his reason for coming to this conference is, who am I as a follower of Christ, and what does that mean for me personally? And so he and I shared some stories about sort of not fitting in church settings and what that meant for us and what it meant to fit in with Christ and how he already greatly values and loves us for who we are as we are. So that was one of the really great stories that I encountered. And that's what I wanted to share with you in my apologetics moment. So there you go.